Yes. Hello everyone.
Hello, Jean de Dieu.
How are you feeling like today?
Today we're feeling exciting, feeling fun.
Yeah. What about you, Stefan?
Very nice, and we see that the sunshine is also giving us a good weather.
Yeah, that's it. So thank you for coming today, and I think everyone should be feel like excited because this is the last meeting for to find out the solutions for the problem, and probably like in the last meeting we've managed to come to like to look for to look into different solutions and ideas about potential ideas for the to address the problem that drip and dry is facing. And so from that, we managed to suggest the major three solutions that will address the problem. And from that, we are going to see in this video, like in this meeting, we are going to see to come to a consensus about the solution that we are going to propose or to recommend to drip and dry. We have, yes, the biggest one, the most addressing one, and we are going to create a plan, like an implementation plan and a solution plan, and then we are going to create criteria. Of course, if you are going to implement something, you have to have a criteria that specifies how you, if you succeeded or failed. So we are going to create also a criteria for success to evaluate our solution once implemented. So without any further ado, or if you have, do you have any question? Like is one of
Amazing question.
Thank you, Mr. Jandadi, for this exciting meeting. So, basically, what you have said is clear, and this is the last day of our project when we make the last solution for deep and dry. So, I'd like to know: are we going to use what kind of process are we going to use?
Oh yes, of course. We are going to use the weighted ranking method to which most of course like focus on like having the suggested solutions there and then giving you cards so that you can rank which solution that you feel like it is most addressing to the problem, and then comparing them the cards so that you can see which one wins. Yeah, and then that one wins, that one that you're going to recommend to try. So within that, with that said, these are the solutions, the three solutions that we managed to have, like in the previous meeting. The first one was like expanding the building and separating laundry services and the coffee house services. Okay. This was proposed, of course, by Stefan. Yes, and then there is another one, buying more equipment. This, of course, was proposed by me. And the last one was like recruiting more employees and establishing norms and rules, which was proposed by you. So those are the three solutions, potential solutions that we managed to come
to bring to the table.
Yes, in the last meeting.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you like 1 minute, and you're going to rank these two cards, like these three solutions from separately. You're going to rank which one you feel like is the most winning and the most addressing to the problem. And with that, please take 1 minute and fill it.
Of course.
Yes. And if you have any question, please let me know. Yeah.
I think I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah.
Amazing. Stefan, are you done?
Yes.
Amazing. Let me see.
That's no.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Yes. This is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and this is amazing. Like from the two, Juventus suggested that expanding the building and separating like laundry services and the coffee house services should be like at 80%, and buying more equipment should be like at 10%. And recruiting more employees should be like at 10%.
Yeah.
Stefan suggested that we should have 70% of expanding in the building and separate the laundry services and the coffee house services. Buying more equipment, 30%, and then the rest is like recruiting more employees and establishing norms and rules. Amazing. So, you guys, from what you suggested, I believe that looking at this, we can agree on that, like expanding the building and the separating laundry services and the coffee house services should be the solution.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that what you suggested?
Yes.
Because I think this is more like expanding. You know, McDonald's started in one city, and then after they realized that more people were coming to buy burgers and snacks, they decided to expand, but not expand in one location. They built new locations, new places. I think this is a common strategy, which works because when you are having many customers, you have to grow.
Another thing that was like a challenge. Before we saw when we were reading the scenario, they were saying that their success might be resulting into a downfall if they are not paying attention to the management of these people and that chaos. So expanding the building and separating those two services is something which is crucial, because also the noise from the laundries department and also the ones who are benefiting the services from the coffee house, these can be like disturbing. But when they are separated, you can also bring those equipment within the expanded building, and also get to recruit more employees and have everything done under the point of expanding the building and separate laundry services and also the ones of coffee house services. So for me, it doesn't change anything of just including those two, but the strong one is that first one.
Yes. Amazing. So you are saying like trying saying like if you put together, if you expand the building and separate the two services, it means like we need like employees, we need also like equipment. So you are saying like compile.
Of course.
We're suggesting to compile all of them.
So I was just trying to tell you that once we have this expanded building, it will also enable the company not only to include even those materials. For instance, as I'm explaining this point, once you once you buy those new equipment, there is a free space where you can just put them, and it is very inevitable that you can also need employees to help those people around there and also to clean and manage those purchased items. So this is the point which is making all this first one of expanding the building and separate those laundry services from the coffee house services being the primary one.
Thank you very much, Stefan. Like I do probably like this here from Juventus.
Yes, basically I understand what you want to mean. You mean that if they expand the new facilities, it will be easy for them to buy the new equipment. And after buying the new equipment, it means that they can also hire new employees to manage all those equipment, which makes expanding the building the biggest solution. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. So now we've decided that together, that expanding the building and separating like the
By the way,
services.
what is your opinion on this?
That's what I'm heading to. So we said that like this would be like the solution, compiling different points, and like compiling the three solutions.
Mhm.
Yes, I do agree with you, because if we expand, we have seen that the problem is like employees are customers are like waiting outside, or others are spending much time there. As we have seen the second meeting, that the root causes of the problem. So expanding and separating them, the two services, would be like a great solution. But then it will need like us to have different other factors to consider, such as buying like more equipment and making sure that we recruit more employees, and having like also coordinators coordinating each service or house, and that's what I do agree with you also. So let's move to the next point, which is all about creating an implementation plan and a budget. So first, the implementation plan, we all know that it has to have a task, implementation, timeline, budget, and outcome, like the constraints or challenges that we expect. So, what do you think? What is coming up in your mind, like right now, about the implementation plan? What do you suggest? What can you suggest?
So
Yes.
about the implementation plan, I think we may first of all argue by the timeline where the solution needs to be implemented. And also, as we are still here, we may try to imagine or think about how much money is going to take. Yes, without digging too deep into the mathematics or like the numbers.
Yes. What do you think, Stefan?
I think that we can just start thinking of what could be like the motivation factor after building, and also after trying to make sure that we put this into action. There should be on top the customer satisfaction, and also this customer satisfaction needs some resources to make sure that it is catered for. So those resources can be gotten from maybe the savings, and also from the donations of
and
those.
also funding, because there's a growing business.
Absolutely.
And the investors are willing to invest.
Absolutely.
Yes. And you just welcome new people just to lend a hand into your business.
Yes.
So as just to make sure that all those projects and plans are just achieved quickly.
Yes. So I don't want to ask you one question. How would you relate this, the motivation, like a factor that we're saying, to the implementation plan that we are discussing right now?
So we are doing this for the betterment of the customers, and also once we do this, and it is one point, to implement this is to also help the satisfaction of the customers. I don't know if you see the connectivity. So we do this because we want customers to keep feeling better and also liking the place.
Amazing.
So the desire to please our customers,
and to preserve them.
Yes, and preserve them is like the motivation. Yes.
So like from the solutions that we had, can you suggest one task that you feel like it's a big task for our solution to be implemented?
So the first big task is the separation of I don't know if I can say the separation of the two services, which goes hand in hand to go with expanding the big, expanding the offices,
the building, the houses,
and I think that this is going to start by maybe we make a plan of how the service of coffee and the service of laundromats will be separated, okay?
Yes.
And then building the new place, okay? I think this is more about implementation, and I also think that in addition to that, we are going to like to acquire new equipment, like to equip, like the new rooms that have been newly built. Yeah.
So what do you think about like the resources and the budget? Do you think that there is an estimated budget that we can think of right now?
Yeah. So I think that according to my read resource, I think that if you want to expand the size of the current office, maybe we can budget like for $5,000. Yeah.
And then yes, we thought that we say like we're going to have the big task, which is like a separation of the two services, and you've also talked about the resources and the budget. But then what about like the you said also like the constraints, things like that. When do you think that this can be done to make sure that we meet the solution? Like trying to think about that.
Because I think that this is urgent and people might complain it takes too long. I think that this is something that should be implemented in just 1 month. Maybe let's say from January 10th, okay, then to February 10th. That would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, great. What do you think, Stefan?
Also, according to me, 1 month can be a good timing.
Yeah.
And also, for the sake of budget, I can say that according to what he said, that the budget can just do the work of expanding. And also, if we consider maybe the hiring new employees and bring those managers or coordinators or supervisors, it will just take like someone also another time while doing the construction and expansion to make sure that those people are being recruited and they are trained enough and they are introduced, so that after the finishing the work of expansion, they are ready now to start the job.
Amazing. So amazing. You're adding another point, like hiring, kind of like hiring new employees. And if you feel like this is a big task that you can think of, like for the implementation plan.
Yes, because I take them as the key element to make this company work. Because you can't thank first the customer before thanking the person who just made it happen.
Amazing. So what do you think about the timeline or like resources that we shall need, the drip and dry shall need to recruit new employees?
So for the resources, of course it should be much, because it is investing much in human resource, and we know that there is nothing which could just which we can just take to replace that one.
Yeah.
And I think should be above 30,000 USD, precisely. Let me say
52,500 maybe for
30,000 to 35,000.
So you are just suggesting the range.
Yeah,
What do you think? What do you think?
Because I think that on a monthly basis we'll be able to hire maybe let's say 6 people or like 13 people, each one at just 2,500 per month. Yes,
And that sums up to
that will sum up to around 52,500.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair amount. So what do you think about like the constraints or challenges that we may meet, like Drip and Dry can meet, like through this process of implementing this, like recruiting the new employees? Would you suggest some of them, or like do you have some that are popping in your mind right now? Yeah, if you're still thinking it. Do you have one?
The
like
budget can be
challenge?
challenging. finding the budget, the resource to top the budget needed can be a challenge.
Amazing. What do you think, Juventus?
So I think that the challenge may be about getting funding. Yes, but also I think it's not difficult because this is a growing business. People are willing to invest, which will make raising funding easy. Yes, it has a proven business model. Yes. And in addition to that, I think another thing that should be implemented as part of the biggest solution is to handle the new rules and regulations at the business, like at the facilities, so customers may know how the place is regulated. Like I said before in the previous meeting, people have to know how a place is used. Like they know how that they have to line up at McDonald's.
Yes, that's a great point. There is an article that I read that said 4 into 10 employees they know about the organization of the company they are working for, which means the rest 6 people in 10 employees they don't know about what is happening in the organization or in the company, which goes hand in hand with hanging the banners or the hanging the rules and the regulations and the missions and the statements around the places. It can serve both for the employees and for the customers to know the rules and the regulations, and they keep reminding themselves of the mission, the rules that they have to abide by.
They can keep remembering.
That's a great point. Actually, I do agree with you. Stefan, do you have any point about the resources that we need to implement this, to handle these rules and regulations?
We say that we need people. First of all, we need money to do this, and also I think if we are doing something like that one, there is a need. There is a need of someone who can just make sure that he is supervising the work, to see that the work is also achieved. Because I've seen this once.
I think this is more about hiring new employees. This is part of
not on that side.
Yes, go on.
Because this person we are talking about is the employee. Yeah, he's an employee.
But I'm saying this on the side of someone who is a person in charge, following up that these activities are being put into action. Because we are in the implementation plan, but there should be someone who is an implementer, who is putting that into action.
So a kind of a clarifying question, do you mean that these rules we have, for these rules to be hanged in the places, we shall need someone to supervise?
To make sure that those policies are followed.
Amazing point. I think it's
supervisor.
To see if the rules are there and they're just really followed. What do you suggest, guys, about the amount of money that this will cost drip and drag?
Money should be around, once we sum up all the amount we suggested,
it
should be 40,000.
45,000?
That's the highest.
Okay, the sum.
The sum.
You're talking about the whole sum. Amazing. So I was asking only the hanging rules, hanging rules. Yeah, so what do you suggest?
Actually, printing banners might cost anywhere around 100, between 100 to 500 US dollars. Printing banners.
Sure.
Yeah. And because we have design skills, we're going to design them for ourselves and then we're going to print. Yes.
So you are saying 100 to 500?
Yes, I mean between 100 to 500, depending on the quality you want, based for a couple dozens.
What if you take 500? That's what I was.
500 would get the best quality one.
Amazing.
And there is a couple dozens of prints.
Amazing. Amazing. So like let's move like keep like generating up like the tasks that we shall need. What else? What else do you think, guys? What else do you think?
So the next thing I think is that maybe after explaining the places, we also want to have someone to monitor the parking lots. Like you said, monitoring if the new rules are being applied. So monitoring the parking place would also be needed because space is parking the facility. If we expand the house, like even the parking space goes along with it, it tells us to expand.
Nice point.
So this is something that I would suggest that be done between February 19 and maybe February 29, because by that time we have finished expanding the housing, yes, like the building, which means that we can then start hiring someone who will oversee the parking spaces.
So you mean that if we expand the houses, we have to make sure that we also expand the parking spaces?
I think this is intuitive.
Exactly.
This is
Amazing. What do you think, Stefan?
I won't just go far. I just agree with what Juven said. So there is also a need of, like we are expanding the building. There should be also the accommodation which is ample to even make sure that those people who are coming with their cars, they have where to park.
This finished. I just said it.
It was just giving
Yeah, thank you so much.
Amazing. So let's move on. So you said having the monitoring the parking space. What do you think are there's some like constraints or like the budget that you feel like this, or this can be
actually this house is expanding the house. Yeah, nobody for
amazing. And I think that now we've come like to an implementation plan which comprises like separating the two services, hiring new employees, and then like making sure that we hang rules like everywhere in the house, the two houses, and monitoring the parking space.
Yes,
those are the big implementation tasks that we have. So now let's think about like the evaluation. How are we going to make sure that yes you have a question?
Yes, no, I'm just going to answer your question because evaluation has to do with seeing if the solution is working.
Amazing.
Yes, but before I continue, maybe you have something that you want to talk about.
So like this is it. Like we have come up like with the tasks, the implementation plan, the dates, the timeline, the budget, the constraints, and then we've managed to see how we can just make sure that we finish that, and then we can just address all the constraints and the challenges that we are having. So now let's suppose that we implemented drip and dry the solution. How are we going to make sure, or how drip and dry is going to make sure that it succeeds or it fails?
You want to ask how it's going to know if the solution is working?
Yes, if the solution is working, and that's evaluation and of the feasible solution. Yes.
I think you can talk after me. But let me start. I think that there are mainly maybe two ways I can suggest. The first one would be if there is if customers keep coming, they don't give up on drip and dry. They keep coming, which means customer retention. Yes, if customer retention is high, it means that we are being successful. Yes. And in addition to that, we may also try to gauge their feedback to see if there is satisfaction. Yes, by talking to customer service. like customer service, so they can tell us if customers are happy or not happy. I think those are the biggest 2 points that we have.
Amazing.
So it was almost the same because, as we know, there is this thing called the customer relationship management.
Yes, yeah.
Where you just have to build that relationship with your company and the customers so that they are free to just talk, which becomes customer experience management. You get to understand what they need. So it's totally same as what he said, and this is one way to measure. You will just even see it with the fact, because you will see that chaos which has been caused by the full of the crowded room has been replaced by the smooth area where everyone feels comfortable with enough space. And even that issue of internet, you find that the customers are also benefiting many advantages of your business. So once they are at ease, that's very nice.
Yeah, so thank you very much. From the suggestions that you gave, Juventus talked about a continual increase of the new customers, keeping having the same customers, or even increasing the customers retention, and how much time are they really motivated to stay coming to benefit from the services, from the business. And you also talked about the increase of sales, how much money
is the increase in income.
Is it
the bottom line has to
exactly. And also the satisfaction is you talked about the feedback correction, asking employees how are they getting satisfied by the services. And this, I think, has to go hand in hand with the other point that I would just suggest, turning the employees into the brand ambassadors, trying to make sure that the employees are aware of what is happening and how they can just keep being ambassadors of the whole organization or company outside. So both of them, we talked about the two evaluation criteria that we're going to talk about to see if the solution has been successful or not. So, as a conclusion, let me really appreciate your time. And for this business, for the drip and dry, we've managed to talk about to see the solution and the factors that are going to help us to implement the solution, big tasks, and the evaluation plan or the criteria for success. And I do really appreciate your contribution, and I do think that if this plan is applied both either by drip and dry or any other company or business that will have to face the same problem, it will be really successful. So thank you very much. Thank you, and see you the next time.
Yes, of course. Actually, it has also been a great time being together. This is our last part of this big project, and I think that we have solved the problems that Drip and Dry is facing. So let's meet after this meeting, and I think we are going to sketch our PowerPoint presentation so that we can present to ACME the solutions which you have said in your conclusion, which are expanding the rooms, applying the budget, and also spending hanging the banners. That's part of your conclusion, and also having more employees and more parking lots. Yes, I think that's correct, and I think this method of weighted racking has been effective for our team. Thank you, our team leader, for your time.
My pleasure. See you.